I have a very strange relationship with roguelike games. On one hand, I enjoy the gameplay and design of most of the ones I've played, but on the other hand, I can never seem to finish them once I start. And I've played some of the best ones out there, from Darkest Dungeon to Dead Cells to Moonlighter to Enter the Gungeon, even The Binding of Isaac. Something has kept me from finishing these games. What's up guys, I'm DefDefy, and before we jump into it, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. Now, I don't know if it's just that I use these games as a good in-between game to hold me over for the next AAA release, or if I grew too bored or lazy to finish them. Because I'm not usually one to give up at a challenge. It's why I chose the tagline, "Let's definitely defy all expectations," because I don't think anyone, myself included, should give up on something they want. Truth be told, I'm more likely to finish a game if it's challenging. This strange drive I have has carried me with a smile through 100%ing all of the Dark Souls games, Bloodborne, Hollow Knight, and just recently, Returnal, which is a roguelike game. I think the reason Returnal held my interest all the way through, that led me to the end and completing the story, is because it had a really good story. And not just a good one, it was a great mystery that made me more than anything curious to see what happens next. And now that I'm hungry for that loop again, I've been craving another experience like that. Which brings me to HADES. A game with an immaculate art style and soundtrack and amazing visuals to back up all of that. This game has held a special place in my mind as one I should be playing. It has the killer story, and the mystery of what's behind the final door already has its hooks in me. So I'll be starting fresh in order to find out for myself what lies beyond the realms of HADES. So why HADES, you may be asking yourself? Well, let me introduce you to HADES the proper way. I'm sure most of you are familiar with the pantheon of Greek gods, from Zeus to Athena to Poseidon, to Hades himself, the game's very namesake. But trust me, when I say you haven't seen them like this.
Greetings there, young man.
Hail, noble cousin.
Boy there, little Hades. Stupid boy.
All of the gods featured in this game sport new and improved, reimagined looks that give them this new and invigorated presence that bolsters their appearances in the game, which is actually an amazing feat on the part of Supergiant Games because, well, yeah, the gods play a big role, they're just the supporting cast of this epic, with much lesser known gods taking more prominent spotlight and even new characters and some surprising appearances from gods who I've never even heard of before playing this game. Now, with the gods shown in all of their new glory, let's finally see the man himself who you'll be playing as, which is none other than the son of Hades, Zagreus.
Lord Zeus, of course.
Looking at him, you'd think he'd be overly edgy, to the point he isn't fun to listen to or see his interactions. But he's surprisingly calm and collected, a little snarky with what some would call dry humor, and he is full of one-liners. But even beneath that, he is a deeply emotionally mature character, especially for being the leading male in an action game. You can see this as you walk through the halls of the House of Hades and you talk to all the different characters. You can see that he holds a lot of respect for the workers of the house, in how well he treats little Dusa, that appears to be the only maid taking on the seemingly overwhelming task of keeping the house clean, with the dead trampling through, gods who don't clean their room, and even a big red good boy of a dog, Cerberus, who sheds everywhere and destroys whole sections of the house at a time. How much respect he holds for his mentor, who he looks up to, Achilles, who trained him, to which all of his interactions are nothing but humble. When he interacts with his surrogate mother, Nyx, who he forgave for lying to him about being his mom and still treats her with the kindness and respect a mother deserves for doing everything for him that she has. Even down to his demand for respect from his father, who seemingly treats Zagreus' request for freedom from the house as a burden onto himself, being textbook abusive behavior. As you play through the game, you can see that even those of House Hades who you fight to escape, like Megara, he tries to have a kind and civil relationship with in an almost sad and hopeless way. This character writing doesn't just extend to him. It's present in every single character in this game. And I cannot stress enough that what Supergiant has accomplished here on just the writing front is something most writers for movies and TV shows would kill for. And I give them all the praise they deserve. Now, how can I talk about Hades as a game without talking about the gameplay? From the interesting RPG elements to the buttery smooth controls for combat, to the gods' boons which also act as a gateway to having interactions with these gods, to the choice of which reward to take once you've beaten a room on your climb to freedom. Let's go through what a typical run in Hades looks like, shall we? It all starts with the descent from the house. So, once you've chosen your weapon, from here, you have the first boon of the run, which is a choice between 3 different abilities the god can bless you with that amplifies how your standard moveset works. This moveset, being fairly simple outside of moving around, you have 5 main abilities that are standard to Zagreus. You have your base attack, which is exactly how it sounds. A special attack, which is an attack that uses a unique aspect of the weapon you chose. So for the spear here, I can throw it and call it back to me, dealing damage both ways. Then you have a cast, which is a blood red gem Zagreus can send out like a spell as a ranged attack, sticking to the enemy you hit with it and dealing damage, then giving you a damage boost when you hit that enemy. And for when things get dicey, you have your dodge to help you zoom out of the way of harm and prolong your life in the run. And finally, when all else fails and you need more than just a little help from the gods, you have your call, which summons direct help from the gods down through Zagreus in fun and unique ways to each god. These boons can do more than just amplify your abilities. They can give them unique effects and stack onto each other, and there are duo boons which combine 2 gods' aid into 1 boon, and each of them have a rarity, which can make each of these boons better as they increase in rarity, but usually take a higher challenge to get, and that's just scratching the surface of the boons. And these boons aren't the only rewards you can obtain by besting each chamber. You can receive different buffs like a Palm of Power, which levels up an existing boon you have, or a Centaur Heart, which increases Zagreus' max HP on the current run, or my personal favorite, a Daedalus Hammer, which modifies an aspect of your current weapon, making it better in a new and unique way for the run. And if by chance you're satisfied with your current build for the moment, you can then choose for a reward like getting some of Charon's Obols to spend the next time you see the mysterious boatman in his shop, or pick up some of the darkness gems used to upgrade Zagreus permanently at the Mirror of Night in his room, which was given to him by Nyx. Or pick up one of the chthonic keys, which are then used to unlock new weapons or new upgrades in the Mirror of Night. And if at this point you're tired of looking at the same old house every time you bite it to the Hydras, we've all been there. You can save up some gemstones to use on the contractors to renovate the house to your personal tastes, and even add new things to interact with in the house. Now the last item here is one I usually take over the others, which is a bottle of nectar, a sweet treat to the gods which can then be used to gift to the different characters in the game, to get a new item, but more importantly, to get new and unique interactions each time you give your favorite character one. With all of this said, I honestly haven't even scratched every aspect of the game, and how deep your playthrough can get. I've avoided going too deep into spoilers because, at the end of the day, this is an amazing game that you yourself should experience. And if you haven't, don't take my word for it. just go out and give it a try and see for yourself that Hades is an amazing experience and is more than worth your time. For those who made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. I have a lot of content like this that I've been planning out and working on, and I hope you come back to see what it is. And for those interested in seeing what I thought of my playthrough of Hades to make this video, the first 2 parts of the Let's Play are up today, and I'll keep those parts coming out regularly. And again, I would like to just give all of the props to Supergiant Games for making Hades. It's an amazing experience. Oh man, I didn't even touch on the soundtrack. Don't worry, when making the video, the entire music of the video is the Hades soundtrack. It's amazing. Can't recommend it enough. But yeah, I will be putting links to it in the description, and you should go and buy it if you haven't played it already. But yeah, as always, I'm DefDefy, and together, let's deftly defy all expectations. It's been real, guys. I'll see you guys next time.